Welcome back to the Night Shift, your safe space for talking about UFOs, UAPs, NHI, disclosure, and everything else that your friends, family, and coworkers are so sick and tired of hearing you go on and on about, especially the hoaxes that are taking over the internet. We're all sick and tired of those. We're going to talk about the James case today. Age of Disclosure also drops tomorrow. Very excited on Amazon. And I just learned a new fact that I'm super excited about. This was just announced today. Amazon is not rebooting, but launching another Stargate series that apparently is going to pick up where the original Stargate series left off. And that's just been announced, so that's going to be an official thing. Super excited about that. So what else? We're going to talk about the James hoax. We're going to talk about some interesting ideas about Age of Disclosure and what it all means, kind of what's behind this documentary or what could be behind it, and maybe some of the motives and motivations of the people involved. A lot of questions about what is going on exactly there. So we'll get into that with the panel. Shout out to everybody in our chat. Great to see all of you here. I see Mr. Doubtfire's here. Chris, our mod squad leader, is here. What's up, Chris? Geraldine's in the house. Pat G, great to see all of you. Go ahead and do me a favor. Hit that like button. We've got 167 people in here. If each of you hit it just one time, we'd be right where we need to be. With that out of the way, let's get to our panel. How you doing, guys?
A+,
Hi.
dude. A+. Good to see
Xander,
you.
show everybody your new shirt, man.
Oh yeah.
I'm
That
road
is so
testing.
good.
Road testing.
Stand
a
up.
New shirt.
You gotta stand up.
I can stand up, but I'm wearing long johns right now.
Stand up.
Stand up
Let's
higher
get the
than.
super chats going, guys.
Yeah.
Nice.
Dude, that is awesome.
Jaws.
Is that live in the Dreamland Motel store now?
It's not live, no.
No. When will it be?
I've been road testing some new designs, courtesy of the great designer that is Cole Watkins.
Shout out Cole.
He's a machine, man. He
He
was
is.
texting me 15 minutes ago with stuff he was designing. He was like, "What do you think about this?"
So yeah, I've got like a few different T-shirts hidden around the house. Just been checking the feel, checking to see if it fits right. It fits right, so
It's real
they'll
nice.
go on sale at some point soon, very soon, in fact.
My test is if my wife tries to steal it, then I know it's good.
Oh, yeah?
Same
If I
here.
get a shirt, yeah, or my hoodie or something. Like if I get it for me and then she takes it, I'm like, okay, that's the one.
Good shit.
Dan, how are you, man?
I'm good. I'm still acclimating from getting off the road. It's been nice to be back home. I've been busy. Went to had a bucket list moment. I went and saw Pat Benatar play live.
Ooh,
Yeah.
how's Pat Benatar?
So good, man. Usually,
Really?
the last thing I want to do is see music, usually in my spare time, because I do it for a living.
Yeah.
But I've loved her my whole life, and she's coming through town. And my buddy works for Brian Adams, who she was opening for, and went and saw her play, and it was what a blast. But I'm very excited for tomorrow. Pavel and I are actually going to meet up for the first time, and we're going to go
cool.
see. We're going to the movies to see Age of Disclosure together.
You
Oh,
guys,
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
so cool.
are you going to be live tweeting the whole time?
No,
Or
but
are you going to go out for ice cream after and talk about it?
I think the plan is to get a little group and come straight back here and do an emergency podcast about Yep.
I'm going to watch it on Amazon. I don't think there's any. I don't know if it's being screened anywhere near me.
No, I think just New York and LA. I think.
Just New York and LA.
And DC.
What do you guys
yeah.
think about the limited screening? If they're pushing this as like the official disclosure narrative, like it seems like they would have an easier time getting distribution.
I think they're going for the award circuit.
Yep.
And if you don't have your film on screens, even if it's limited, you don't get a chance to be part of the award circuit.
I see.
That's why they're doing it.
It needs to play in one movie theater one time to be eligible for Oscars and that kind of stuff,
Yes.
Oh wow.
which is a kind of a weird rule, but
Yeah. And it's a little ambitious for Dan Farah, to be honest with you. I don't know.
yep. Not many documentaries I feel like make it to the big screen wide release. You know, it's kind of usually like a more art house kind of situation. But
Aside
was the-
from
Bowling for Columbine was one of those that did make it, right? That was like one of the few.
and also, I believe that also opened on like a few screens and then just blew up pretty quick.
Yeah,
So that could happen here too. I doubt it though. But
we'll see.
yep.
What were you going to say, Xander? You were
I
about
was
to
just
jump
going to
in.
ask. Aside from seeing the movie, what else have you got planned to do together apart from a hug and a spoon, perhaps?
Just that episode on Others from Another Mother, and maybe
Yeah.
Are
a
you
few
going to be
drinks.
in? You're in LA. You're going to be going around LA.
I'm gonna drive tomorrow.
You're going to do like a little LA tour for the.
I'm 2
night
hours away.
shifties?
No, I've been there quite a few times. Actually, my wife was born there at Martin Luther King Hospital, and she just went to LA for the first time ever, like this year.
Oh,
She'd
wow.
never
Oh
been.
wow.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a
I
good
love
time, I think. Looking forward to meeting you, and it should be a good hang.
oh yeah, it's gonna.
What do you guys think about in terms of like documentaries that have actually rocked the boat and like been a sensation across like a huge audience? When was the last one you remember that was hugely substantial?
Like to the public, where you couldn't stop hearing about it.
about
Like I'm
UFOs
thinking
or in
about
general?
anything. I'm thinking like Super Size Me. I mean, I'm
Oh.
trying to remember like when was the last big, because there's so much now. There's just so
Yeah.
much shit to watch, and it's like, how does any one piece of media attract a huge audience anymore? There's almost like no shared media space. It's all so spread out.
Size Me is a good one. The Cove was one I feel like was had a pretty big impact. The one with
Oh,
the Cove was pretty good.
Yeah.
Good question though. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. And there's so many
It
great
is.
documentaries. They just don't seem to like stay in conversation publicly.
Well, there was a period of where documentaries were just really hot, and there were like some really good ones, and then it almost like Netflix started doing some documentaries that were really good, and everybody was doing them. It got played out, but I mean, in terms of just the movie going experience, like going
Yeah.
to a theater and actually watching a documentary, like it's got to be a really good documentary to get people to go sit down in a theater and watch it.
For sure.
And I feel like
Yeah.
we've kind of like given up on that as a experience, and these days it
Feels like 2000, 2003, 2004 to 2015 was like the documentary heyday
yeah.
of like theatrical documentaries.
One I really liked and I think made a big impact was the one about doping from Russia. That
Oh yeah.
that one was big for me because I'm a sport journalist at heart. But in terms of just about anything, the one about the one I mentioned, Bowling for Columbine, that really made an impact in me, I think, and it made an
Definitely.
impact in everybody.
Hugely.
big
Yeah.
one.
Right. There's far too many comments to not address the thumbnail.
Oh, we got to address the thumbnail.
Shout out to Clint for that fucking piece of work, man.
Is that new? Is that new night shift merch or what is that?
It should be. It should be. We're gonna have to talk. We might have a new sponsor coming on who does jewelry. So I'll ask.
Keep plugging up.
We're just gonna keep plugging away here at night. You can get the, there's like a Gray's face on the back. Maybe they light up. I don't know. They play the night shift theme. I was working on this other thing, and I kind of missed a lot of the James case story as it was unfolding, and I only really like dialed into it in the last day and a half. And when I was catching up on it, I watched Patrick's video that he did on Vetted, and it was awesome. And I just was like, oh my God, is this really that big a deal? I looked at it on Reddit. It was blowing up. Everybody was talking about how this guy was a hoaxer and he was full of shit and the whole thing was ridiculous. So I was like, okay, I'm going to look at it. And I did. And then it occurred to me, I'm like, how did people fall for this shit? How did this become such a big deal? And then I found you guys were talking about it. So I just thought, we should talk about this on the show today. Hoaxers in general, the whole goofiness of it, we should probably bring people up to speed on what this actually is so that they can play along from home. But if you're not familiar, this guy, what's his name?
I think his name is James.
James, but I'm looking at for his YouTube channel, which I had pulled up here a second ago. It was like a James and then a number.
Yeah.
for anybody who wants to go there. But he started this, but what, like a month ago? Said he found a alien artifact in the desert, and then it was making noises. It was radioactive. It had magnetic anomalies. It was doing all kinds of bizarre things. It caused health problems for him, and it was just this sort of ongoing LARP that was playing out over YouTube over weeks for like the whole month of November. And then this thing, I mean, how big would you say this thing was? Maybe, I don't know,
About the size of the thumbnail, I think.
size of a shake weight, maybe.
Kind of, yeah.
Like
Actually,
I think it was like a meter, like a
yeah,
Like a baseball
about that
bat.
big. Yeah,
Yeah.
baseball bat. Yeah.
yeah, sort of like that.
Yeah,
Um,
and it had some like etchings in it that looked obviously fake. Like the whole thing was so ridiculous. I don't know. What do you guys think about this thing? It took Reddit by storm for a minute.
Well, man, I was all out at the very beginning. I'm like, this is so stupid. This is so stupid. And then when I first saw the video, I didn't notice that the orb thing wasn't there the whole time. I thought that was just like a light that he had in the room. I didn't realize that it turned on. You can see it turn on in the reflection of the actual device or whatever. So then I was like very intrigued, and I felt like this is interesting at least. So I started to be pulled in a little bit right when he came out and said it was bullshit. But I wish I could say I was never fooled, but I was a little in for a minute, for about a day.
For about a day.
If I'm being honest with you guys, and you guys are my trust tree, I will admit I was a little fooled for a minute.
What about you, Pavel? What was your take on it?
well, when I saw it, the first thing that came to mind was Juanito Juan. You guys know who that is?
Mm-mm.
He's
That
a
sounds
Mexican.
like a joke. It sounds like a joke Mexican name.
Yeah, he's a Mexican.
Pepe Le
He calls himself an experiencer, but he has like the best pictures and really wild videos, but there are some that are evidently fake, and they're
Okay.
really similar to what this guy showed, because Juanito Juan is like he claims that orbs get into his house and that there are like gray beings in the background of his shots and all that, and you can clearly see it's a man with a mask, like
Is he like a
in many
Mexican
of these.
Billy Meyer, kind of?
Yeah, it's a little bit like that, but a little
Okay.
like less crafted,
Okay.
the material. And when I saw that, I was like, this is just like Juanito Juan. Why would people believe this? And I just didn't touch it at all. And I saw Josh from Polarity
Mhm.
covering it, and it blew the hell up. Like one of his videos did like 300,000 subscribers. The thing is, he was more concerned about the dude faking that something happened to him, and he fell for that. And I think his entire audience fell for that, not that the thing was real, you know. And people gave him a lot of shit for the way he covered it. I don't think he did anything wrong, to be honest
Not
with
at
you.
all. Nope.
Gave Josh shit?
Yeah, they like the UFO researchers that I've seen active, they like thought that he was in on the hoax and stuff like that. I was like, dude, that is crazy. He never said that he believed it was real.
He was just
Not-
covering a current story, just covering
yeah,
covering
I
it.
thought
Yeah.
I thought that was really unfortunate, that reaction. And Patrick got death threats, I think.
Patrick, I
for-
watched Patrick's video
I
is
was
almost
like-
better than the actual experience of watching
Yeah.
this James thing unfold in real time. Like Patrick's video, he fucking puts this guy on blast, and it is so funny to watch. I actually I just texted Patrick today to
I
see if
haven't
When
seen
he
it.
talks about his
Get him to
steak,
drop
that
it.
was so funny, dude. He was like,
He-
I was
he
eating
just-
a steak. What the hell?
he was great. And then so he got death. Are you for real? I didn't know
Yeah,
it was
he
that
said
bad.
he said so himself, and I think this goes into
Oh my god.
a really serious topic within the community. That is, there's people that just want it to be aliens, like at any cost, you know, and
Yep.
they don't entertain other avenues. And whenever cases like this come, or a case that is like so fantastical, they don't really like to go through it really and investigate it properly, and they just go like, it's aliens, and I think that's a real problem. And I'm not, I mean, the circles that we are in, we're not like that. We try to understand what the phenomenon is, and we understand the gravity of the situation, but there's a lot of people out there that are like, it's aliens, dude. What the hell are you doing? And it's like, no, bro, we got to investigate case by case.
Yeah.
We can't keep doing that.
Xander, any thoughts?
Plenty. Too many, as usual.
Please.
I have no problem with people believing stuff like this. Like, Three Eye Atlas, I think I made it clear in the episode that I did at the Dreamland Motel. Like, thinking about this stuff, pondering over it, like, speculating is great. And it's actually really entertaining. Like, I do it, like, all the time. But Patrick got death threats. That's insane. Because, at least to the vast majority of people, this particular case with James, whatever his name was it was more than likely a hoax, like, quite clearly. But at the same time, yes, if you want to believe it, that's fine. But, like, if you can't send death threats to guys that disagree with you. And it's the same with Three Eye Atlas and all of that. However, having said that, there's one thing the UFO community must be commended for. If this was real, we found that dude in less than 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
We showed up at his workplace. That's why he came clean. He wanted to carry on this charade for as long as possible because his account is absolutely monetized. Like, he's getting lots of views, and that's great. Like, it's an art project, cool, fine. I think it's a sick art project. I don't think it's very good. But, like...
Is that what he said it was? Did he say it was an art
I
project?
think that's what if he was, like, hauled in front of a jury, that would probably be his defense at this point.
Bro, when he came
faked his own
clean,
death.
when he came clean, he said that he would try to do another one.
Yeah.
Let's
Another
real
hoax.
quick. We
was
can talk
fucked up.
over it while we're talking. But I've got Patrick's video. Well, I've got James's video up here. We can just play some of this so people can see what we're talking about. Let me see if I can share this really quick, or I'll send it to you, Xander, so it's not all.
And
Funky,
Xander, also
sure.
check your signal. I sent
Yeah.
you something, Xander.
But the I'll link to Pat's video too because it's every bit as good, if not way better.
He's selling it on eBay. It's
on eBay right now.
Oh my!
I
You
hope
believe it?
someone.
Oh,
It's at almost $1,000 on eBay right now.
Oh my God, is that for real?
Yeah.
Share. Can you share that screen? Do you have
Yeah,
it?
I can share screen. Bear with
So
me
this
a
is
sec.
what this is what this is all. So this guy, it turns out that this guy, I guess, is like a, whatever he does professionally has something to do with the tool set that you would use to make the kind of shit that he's got, like metalworking tools and stuff. And so here's this object in his rape dungeon, and it's got. It's this. Everything is shot in this fucking Buffalo Bill, fucking bottom of the well, fucking whatever the hell. Like God only knows what's happened in this room.
Where's the gimp?
Seriously,
Yeah,
the
right.
gimp
Puts
room,
the lotion in the basket.
and it's just a polished piece of stainless steel railing with caps on the ends, and then he's like engraved it. Does he show the engravings? Does it have the?
Oh yeah.
That it looks like he
Oh, he made
hand.
a bugosphere as well. Great.
This is like when people carve shit into a bathroom stall with a razor blade. It's like
With the Dremel tool. Yeah.
a Dremel tool. It's just awful.
That
That's his
picture's the
feet,
best, by the
so,
way.
yeah,
Yeah. In
that's
a
his
dirty car.
And it's
Lovely.
what? And yeah, and so then he has, well, see, Pat's video has all the best clips. If you want to save yourself the time here, let's I'll pull the let me just pull this.
Yeah, I
Here's
have it,
the
don't worry.
oh, you got it?
Yeah.
All right, I'll put it in the chat.
I might have to buy it. Damn it.
Don't encourage these people.
No, I would never. I would never.
I don't believe you.
I'm saving up for a tridactyl.
But it's good. We found the guy in 24 hours at the end of the day. That's it. When the shit really hits the fan, you can count on the Reddit to find you. Like, so
Well,
that's good.
yeah, I don't know. Is it good? Is it? It gets weird. I don't want this community to go Pizzagate. You know what I mean? I don't want it to go flat earth. And I think that that is a real risk because
Mhm.
there are very good incentives for people to sow chaos and make this group, this whole community look ridiculous. And that's what I watch out for. I still think, you know, even in this particular case, this guy looks like he was just fucking around, which okay. Um,
Mhm.
but in terms of like the reaction that people are having, that's way too strong. Sending death threats, and you know, I see somebody in the chat said no legitimate UAP researcher would send death threats. Yeah, but I mean, it shouldn't happen anyway. That's the thing is like I struggle with it myself. Like I take the subject seriously, but I don't take it too seriously. Like you've got to have a healthy distance from it from time to time, and you know, go for a walk and you know, or do something. You know, just be in the real world because yeah, this stuff is happening, but God, it's not. It's like we can't go crazy over it.
We have to keep it fun too.
Got to
Like
keep a level head.
one of the best parts of this topic is that, like, yeah, it's weird and it is very serious, but it also is incredibly fun and fascinating. Keep it that way as
Yeah,
much
That's
as we
why
possibly can. Yeah.
that's why I was pissed off by the way UFO researchers went after Josh, because that's how he covers things. Like he'll talk about anything, but he'll do it in a fun way and in a curious way, and he'll never like marry to a specific idea that this is for sure true. It's like no. And to be clear, for that comment that said that no legitimate UFO researcher would send death threats, I didn't say that Patrick got death threats from UFO researchers. I said that Josh, people went after Josh, who are part of the UFO researching community. The death threats more than likely came from alternative accounts and anonymous people, I
Yeah.
think.
I would assume so.
And two, a lot of them are bots. I mean, this is the same shit that goes on with Reddit, where they have bot accounts that just spew all kinds of nonsense and hateful shit. I mean, look at the star. What? Yeah, it's a Dremel tool.
Craftsmanship right there.
And another part that was interesting that kind of got me is someone showed, remember when the story of Danny Sheehan going to the Vatican archives to look at the old Blue Book files?
Yeah, yeah.
So, and he kind of like did his own drawings of some of the writing that he saw, and all of the symbols that Danny saw had that starter, that circle. You know, I'm trying to say like the starting drill mark and what we just saw.
Oh, like if you have a ballpoint, like a
Yeah,
felt
kind
tip
of.
marker, and you're drawing with it, and it when you stop, it leaves a little
Yeah.
impression. Yeah.
So like on that device, you can see where he started the drill mark, started the starter line, and then made the move. In the language that Danny saw, it had those circles on each connecting point as well. So it was like, oh, it's kind of interesting little info point, but it was obviously it's bullshit. But
Well,
the
he put
Danny,
out
yeah,
a video. What did he say? The cops showed up. Was it they show up at his house or at his work?
I think all of the above.
And what was the reason? I think if I remember right, Patrick said it was like because he faked his death on a YouTube video, so that's like a felony, or that was he broke a law. What did he do that summoned the police? Was it just a welfare
I
check
thought
after?
it was a welfare check.
I think
don't
so
know.
because it did appear like he had at least lost consciousness and possibly died because you couldn't hear any breathing or anything.
So for the people
Yeah.
who following at home, if you didn't watch this whole saga unfold, basically the climax of this whole thing, it played out over a number of weeks, and it was a bunch of different videos where he kind of started by showing this thing. He found it was doing all kinds of weird stuff. He like takes a radio and like waves it around the room, and it picks up some kind of signal coming off of the thing. It all looks very goofy and suspicious, and just like what it is. But the climax of this whole thing was at the end where he says, I'm going to drill into it. And then he gets like the crappiest old, like DeWalt. I don't even know if was it a Milwaukee drill. I don't know. It looks like it's been beaten to hell. It's got no drill bit in it. It's on reverse. And then he pretends to drill into it. And then he fakes this thing where he falls down and he says he got electrocuted or something happened to him. And he claimed to have died, or wanted people to believe that he died. this thing defended itself. And then somehow he uploaded the video where he was killed. 20 minutes later, uploaded it to YouTube.
I'm not sure if it was a live stream though. I'm not
It was
sure.
a live stream.
It was, yeah.
It was a live stream. And also, I think the implication is that he didn't get electrocuted, but that the orb that popped up behind him is what ended up killing him. I think.
Oh, is that what the...
I think so.
we've
I
got
don't know.
the
Let's
clip
just
of
fucking
that.
ask him.
Yeah, we should.
The guy's
Get him on the
alive,
show.
like-
He I'm looking for where's the video where he gets... Oh, he took it down? No. Did he really take it
It'd
down?
be in his live
It can't
tab.
be down.
Oh,
But
no,
anyway.
it's live tab.
Let's
I just think people should see it because like everyone got wrapped up in this. It's
Sure.
like
I'll find
it's
it.
so
I'll find
silly.
it. I know
Patrick's
where
got
it
it.
is.
He clipped it. It's in his video.
But he can have his the thing that does slightly annoy me. I know we're talking about it right now, so it doesn't help. But at the end of the day, like we're allowed to talk about whatever we want. The guy's talking like as if the whole internet hates him right now, and it's like, dude,
I'm not thinking about him.
this is barely viral at this point. Like nobody knows who you are. Like enjoy the limelight, absolutely, and I hope you keep the 17,500 subs that you've gained. I'll be coming back in a week to see where those subs are, because I don't think this is the healthiest way to start a sustainable YouTube channel.
The subs are going to be in the basement.
We'll see.
In the GIMP box.
He's kind of pleading for people to stay subscribed to him right now in his latest videos. He's like, I hope you stay subbed.
Comment.
Like, I'm going to change my content and stuff like that. And it's
Dude, he's going to launch a fucking Bitcoin or something. It's a whole gimmick.
James Coin.
Yeah, James Coin.
I'm
James
surprised
Con, but better.
someone hasn't done that yet. A UFO Bitcoin. Show the video, the clip of him drilling into it, just so people could see how it ends. It was like the Blair Witch. It was like the shittiest Blair Witch project ever, and no one watched it.
The light pops on in the reflection right there.
What is that?
What's that?
No, 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 I'm sorry.
There you go. That's it. That's about it. There's another 30, 20 minutes after
Clint's
that.
not having it. Clint is not having it.
No, I mean, it's just like,
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
you know what? I give him credit. If you're willing to put on a performance like that and put yourself out there, God bless you.
I'm willing to bet if we'd have invited him on tonight, he'd probably have joined.
Oh, that would have been great.
Yeah, we probably should have just done it. But anyway.
Maybe next time.
I would have roasted his ass.
Well, remember we were talking before we went live. We talked about Mr. Immaculate and that whole thing. Every once in a while, there's just a weird outlier of a story that just
That
rolls
was
through.
fun too. That was a fun one.
That was a fun one. Whatever
enjoyed
happened to
that one.
Mr. Immaculate's web? His
Whatever
YouTube
happened to what's his face's page? Did he kind of stop doing stuff?
Liberty.
Nathan?
Oh, Nathan. I think he's still going. I don't know
Did
if he's
he?
uploading very often.
After that whole ordeal, he kind of like stopped posting for quite a while.
He got into some personal trouble.
Okay.
I think people have a weird idea of what this space is. I think the fact that it's getting this kind of attention is showing that it's moving through into the mainstream in a way that we probably couldn't have anticipated just a few months ago. And it seems to be getting weirder as it does. I think part of it is the content cycle that YouTube has. I mean, there's always this thirst for new stuff. And as people are putting it out there, you know, some stuff just gets traction if it's weird. And but it's hard to separate this from the more serious conversation because it all gets mixed in, you know, it's just one kind of constant insanity. It's like the 3i Atlas thing, which we've covered a million times. It's interesting, it's cool, but man, people get really, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yep. And
Insensitive.
I think
I don't know if
people
you
just need to
noticed.
Go on.
Sorry.
No, you go.
Just before the age of disclosure is coming out, more and more hoaxes are appearing like on the internet. It's like,
Of course.
you know,
It's like clockwork. Every time there's something big happening, there's some kind of peripheral bullshit distraction thing. I think we'll be seeing more of that the next week or so. is
You
my
think
guess.
so?
Yeah. It happened with all the hearings. It's happened when Grush came forward. It happened with any kind of major step forward. There's some kind of like Miami mall aliens, or there's the Vegas backyard alien. All of that happened around other big actual news, and it overtakes everything. Like the Lou holding up the irrigation circle happened before like the last hearing or whatever it was. Like there's
Yeah.
always something to detract that actually ends up grabbing all the news.
Do you think that's intentional? Like that's some kind of tactic or technique to sort of, I don't know, muddy the waters and make the conversation just look silly? Or do you think that's just people doing stupid shit because
both.
in this little small corner of the internet, you can make an outsized impact?
It's a great question, but it seems like it happens without fail every time, and I hate to be the conspiracy guy, I really do, but like, it seems like it is kind of an on purpose kind of thing. It's too convenient that it happens every time.
Yeah.
But now we're talking about it. Let's see what happens in the next week or so with the movie. There might be some big new hoax. I don't know.
Yep.
I was talking about this yesterday on my other live stream, and I was about the Dan Burrish thing, and people were saying, oh, this guy is obviously a grifter. It's totally a hoax. I mean, it's so obvious, or whatever. The people who are really strongly in the no camp, and I was struggling with that because I'm like, well, if it's a grift, then explain the fucking grift to me. Like, where's the money? Where's the success? Where's the notoriety? Where's the fame? Like, this is nothing but like ridicule and hate from people. And his videos were put out at a time really when there was no YouTube, there was no way to spread the stuff around. Nowadays, I can see people who just want to like make a name for themselves or make a splash on Reddit or something. But in terms of like grifting, I just don't know is the reward really worth it? I mean, how much could you possibly make from a goofy YouTube video, or even a few, like a couple of grand one
There's
time?
a few people in the
I don't think
comments.
people understand where money comes from as far as like YouTube or podcasts or documentaries. Like, it is not an easy thing at all.
There's a few people in the comments that have said this James guy made a lot of money on the YouTube stuff that he did over the last 2 months.
No, he didn't.
He didn't.
No, he didn't.
I can assure you he didn't.
Like, I don't know
Like,
what his views are, but I imagine he may have made a few $100s.
Maybe
Yeah,
a few
something
hundred
like that.
thousand, maybe a couple thousand, but I mean,
and not double digits thousand, like $2,000-$3,000, like
Yeah?
not
Okay.
a lot of money. Like, and that's the thing is like people for some reason they think that doing this is a automatic path to wealth and fame, and it's not. It's just a grind, and I think that is part of the problem is that the grind requires like I and it's hard for me to keep up with the grind. I just don't put out as many videos every week because there's so much stuff to talk about. It's hard to do one for me every day. But other creators who are in that tempo and they're doing it every day, the algorithm punishes you for breaking your tempo. I don't think people understand this.
Yeah.
If you get your channel to a point where you're able to sustain your life, which is a huge win. I mean, that's an enormous, if you can just get there within the first 3 years without giving up, that's huge. And to maintain it, you're talking about like taking days off is hard, taking vacations is hard, spending time with your family. Like this thing consumes or can consume your life. And I think a lot of times for people in this particular space, when they're trying to figure out how to like get into this conversation, they can do things that are sensational that work for a minute, but it's not, there's no longevity to that technique. Like this guy will never save his channel. No one's ever going to care to come back to it.
Yep.
on Dan Burrish, I think I successfully categorized him earlier when I was talking with a friend. I think he is in the unique category where I would both not be surprised if it was all bullshit and also not be surprised if it was all true.
I'm with you on that for sure.
it's 100% balanced on that knife's
Yes,
edge.
I'm
That's
straight
exactly
down
right.
the middle, still with Burrish at this point. And I know, like, he has some really strange videos on YouTube that are decades old that are really, really weird. And that's probably why I'm in the middle, because a lot of the other stuff he says really is very compelling. So it's like, that's where I am at the moment.
It's important to keep in mind that we don't, and I don't want to turn this into a Dan Burrish episode, but just really
Yes,
quick
you
on
do.
that.
Yes, you do.
I like talking about it, but I don't want it to be
I'm kidding.
I can do that later. But in terms of just one point, though, with him, what's interesting is the people who call him a grifter and are trying to like pin that label on him. It's you have to appreciate the context of that time. Like the early 2000s, YouTube wasn't a thing before 2006.
Yep.
When YouTube came out, there was a 10-minute limit. I remember. I was there. I was working in this industry at that time. You couldn't upload a video more than 10 minutes long. And when they extended it, it was like 20 minutes and then 30 minutes. Like this was a very incremental process. There was no fame. There was no way to like get super, become huge and wealthy. Like there was no proven strategy at the time. And that's in 2006. The stuff that Dan Burrish started saying, he was doing it back in 2002. He's, if this guy's trying to grift, he's making like what, a dozen DVDs and handing them out to people for free at a fucking UFO conference.
He's not
it doesn't
making
make
money.
sense.
He's not making money. Yeah.
No way.
No chance. Yeah.
So then you have to ask yourself, well, then why would this person put together the most complicated story ever? And then the entire time he's telling it go like, I don't even fucking understand this shit either. It makes no sense to me, but here it is. And I'm going to lay it out for you. And do this over and over again and then disappear. He turns into a ghost and goes away. In fact, actually, I'm sorry to do this, but Brian Jackson texted me this morning. He goes, Eagles Disobey got a new update today. So I don't know if you guys want to, if you want to go there, you can. I won't make you.
Of
But
course
anyway,
we want to know, dude.
and then after he goes ghost protocol, literally like vanishes. He turns into like he's a specter. He has one website that looks like a GeoCities website from 1999, and he updates it every 12 days with some kind of weird coded message that no one can understand. Do weird things like this happen? Yeah, but they're still really interesting.
Is the guy old enough to retire at this point? Because the guy must have a job.
Retire from what though? I don't
know.
In my mind, he doesn't work. He's just like in his in his home with the curtains drawn at all times. Everything's dusty. I imagine it's wild in there.
Do you want to know? I actually did get an answer as to how he was compensated, how the Majestic program compensates people who work there. Oh. So it's like this loose affiliation of different people doing different work on different projects. As Dan describes it, they're each in a different beanbox, he calls it. Like there's, compartments within compartments, but they don't pay anybody. They just provide for your needs. They fund your research. They take care of like your housing, like they pay, but there's no transfer of money between individuals. And that's just to eliminate some kind of paper trail, I guess. This is what I have come to understand about the way it works. So while he was working with them, they covered all of the expenses. They paid for all of his equipment, all his research, gave him access to whatever he wanted. But apparently he was required to have a straight job. Also,
that was my question. So he's getting a paycheck and paying taxes from somebody.
Well, who else said that? You know who else said the exact same thing? Jake Barber. In his very first interview with Ross Coulthard, he said, when I was working on a classified project, I had to go get a regular job. And I was best way to be undercover is to just do the thing for real. And so now I'm the guy doing the thing and I'm working at this thing. And I did that for years. And then he goes on in that same interview and he says, and I wouldn't be able to prove it to you now that I'm not doing that today. I could be, doing something. This could be an op that I'm on right now. You have no way of knowing. So that's interesting. Data point.
It is interesting.
I think that's how it works, right? Like you got to get a different cover job to do these types of things if you're really doing it, I think.
Well, you can't.
Dan Sherman was the same.
What was his
He
situation?
had a cover job at the NSA.
Yep.
Yes.
In fact, he would be sat next to, when he was eventually doing his Project Preserve Destiny stuff.
Yeah.
He would be sat next to other people in the van and he was like, "What do I do?" And the guy in the van next to him would be like, "I don't know."
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
I
just
know
here
what
to
you're
tell
supposed
you.
to do.
I'm just here to tell you to turn the machine on.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't know what you're doing. Basically,
And
Well,
he's
there's-
there typing away, doing his own thing, and
Yeah.
then Dan's just there communicating with the interdimensional overlords.
So George Knapp is like, Dan Burrish is full of shit. This guy is a liar, straight up, like no hesitation. He's like, I hope the truth does come out on this guy. I want him exposed. But then in my research, I find a picture of him standing next to Vice Admiral Mike McConnell, who's the former head of the NSA. What the fuck is that about? Why are these? And it's not just a picture where they're standing in the same room. He's got his arm around him and they're like palling around. These two guys are standing next to each other, hanging out in 1990. That makes no sense. If Dan Burrish is a nobody, that picture should not exist.
we gotta
And
get Knapp
this-
to go a little bit further in his thoughts on this.
I'm not gonna look. I don't want to make any accusations that against any one individual, but I would say this: like, if you wanted to preserve secrecy around a project, one way that you might do it is to make sure that certain people who are reporting on your space, key people, only reported things the way you wanted them reported, and some things they just don't talk about. Like, you can talk about this. I think this is what's happening with Ross Coulthard, by the way. I think that they feed him shit. I think he's on the payroll. I think they give him stories. They're like, this is what you're going to talk about. This is what we want you to say.
Who's they?
Who is they? That's a good question.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
And
if you
so-
had a.
It's
theory.
That's
it's
a
the
perfect-
amnesty people.
That's a perfect segue for talking about the film, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go.
So you just said amnesty people. I have now like a stronger opinion on what this film actually is, because there's a number of things that have happened over the past 3 or 4 weeks. There was Eric Davis saying that he publicly and openly asking for a pardon so we can talk about stuff.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan saying that they are looking for amnesty. Then you got James Lakatsky saying all the things he said, which is a lot, and within the confines of what he can say. And I think that probably one of the reasons why David Grush is not involved in the film is because he's not looking for any type of pardon or amnesty. And all of these people, in my view, they probably, some of them are part of the legacy program, and they probably didn't realize at the beginning that crimes were being committed. Some of them, or many, all of them, were working in the name of national security for the country. That's how they understood it. But then they realized what was happening and that they would be complicit. And I think this might be why they're pushing for a specific type of disclosure, not like just disclosure. And I think that could be what this film is. So if you're going to watch the film, I think the main aspect of it is that it's going to gain a lot of attention from people that are not on the topic. But it's probably gonna there's probably gonna be a lot of things that people like us are gonna go like, that's debatable, you know?
To your point, there is a clip that Xander, I just sent you in the chat. It's on a Reddit that this was sent to me by Neil Shaw, who texted me on Instagram, and he was like, you got to look at this clip of Ross. It's only about 3 minutes long. Listen to what Ross says about skeptics in the beginning, and then how he pivots right in the middle of this clip to hard selling this documentary. And I just want to know, when you guys watch this, if anybody else finds this messaging is weird. Does this strike you as odd?
Oh, we're muted. Just give me a second.
And intelligence and so there are apparently 20 plus military insiders and intelligence insiders who also appear in this film, and there are claims of how there are 5 confirmed UAP crashes, including the 1947 Roswell crash and the 1996 Varginha, Brazil crash, which we've talked about very recently on Reality Check with filmmaker James Fox. Talks also about the retrieval of non-human biologics, recovered alien bodies. Believe this if you will. I am so looking forward to the day if and when government admits all of this is true, and these smug smiles will be wiped off the faces of those skeptics and debunkers who have for so long resorted to ridicule and stigma and taboo rather than responding logically and objectively on the subject of UAPs. It's going to be very interesting to see if the White House does come out and make a public statement in future months or years, how that group of determined debunkers are going to behave. I hope they all crawl back to their holes and never stick their heads out in public ever again, because they will deserve vilification and opprobrium. And I think also we should be asking if there are people who have improperly, illegally, criminally withheld this knowledge from the public knowledge, why are they not going to be tried for treason? It's going to be a very interesting decision if the White House does decide to be open on this issue. What will it do? Will it do what I strongly, sadly suspect they should do, which is offer a Truth and Reconciliation Commission, where, just like South Africa did after apartheid, Nelson Mandela, in an act of extraordinary magnanimity, decided to offer amnesty to anyone who'd been involved in crimes against the state in return for their truthful depositions about what they knew. And it was a very healing process. I got to witness it as a journalist. And even though I hate the idea of people getting off scot-free for their crimes, if crimes have been committed, and I know they have been, I actually suspect it's going to be a necessary part of the healing process for the American people and the American government in coming to terms with the magnitude of this cover-up.
Does that seem weird to you guys?
I gotta say no.
No?
I don't think so.
No?
What part do you find weird? I agree with most of what he says for the most part, except I'm actually pro amnesty myself, actually.
I'm not. It's not just that. It's like this whole idea that there is one guy at News Nation whose whole job, his entire salary is like based on making UFO related content. And he comes on and he's like delivering this like very specific message. And over the last few months, we've watched it change. And he's been going, well, you know, the Tic Tac, I have it on good authority. The Tic Tac is made by Lockheed Martin, all this stuff. Like it's teasing into this sort of reveal, even as other people are disagreeing openly with that. Like, wasn't it who was it? Was it Lukatsky? I don't know if it was Lukatsky or someone else right around that same time was saying, no, the Tic Tac is not our own technology. Corbell. That's what it was. And so this weird messaging, and then it's like, I've been asking myself, what is it leading up to? And Pavel, I think it was you who mentioned it first. I think you were the first person I heard it from. This idea of amnesty, that they're just building the case to give these guys a pass. And that's why Lou is involved. And that's what this whole thing is, to craft this deal in a very specific way.
Yeah.
And I guess beyond is the question of, is that right or wrong? I guess the question is like, what do we think about Ross? Like he comes on, I don't know. Something doesn't feel right about News Nation. The whole thing feels awkward to me. I can't put my finger on it.
Put it this way. Ross has a goal. Dan has a goal. Pavel has a goal. You have a goal. And I have a goal. And I'm willing to bet the four of us, even between the four of us, we don't agree on the best way to get there. Because it's that complicated at this point. Sure. Dan just said he's pro-amnesty. I'm not. Like, and I don't I'm not going to call Dan out on it. Like, I think these things need to be talked about.
I mean, that's we're here to talk. Yeah,
and I guess when it gets to the point, we absolutely will talk about it.
Yeah,
because at this point, we don't even know what that means right now.
Right.
Like, if the
amnesty.
film, well, we know what the word means,
No,
but
I
we
mean
don't know
what it means in the topic.
Yes, yeah, we don't know. We don't
Well,
know if the film is. Yeah, sorry, Clint.
I'm with you, Zay. I think what you and I are kind of in the same mental space with this. Like, we're not there yet. It's like, it'd be like if your kid came in and was like, you know what, I could have done some really fucked up shit today, but I want you to think about Nelson Mandela and the olive branch he extended to those people who perpetrated apartheid in South Africa. Like, let me find out what the fuck's going on first, and then we'll talk about amnesty. Like, we're
Yep.
not there yet, Ross. Why are we? Don't hard sell me on amnesty yet. I don't know what the fuck happened. Why don't we audit the fucking Pentagon? Let's start there. Why don't we get some attorneys and let's get some FBI agents, and why don't we go knock on some fucking doors first, and then we can negotiate once we know what the fuck is happening. I don't like this idea of like, they're going to negotiate with us. They're going to tell us, well, this is the deal we'll offer you if you want to know the truth. Well, hold on. You don't get to fucking decide. Like, I think this is what bothers me about this. It's the power dynamic. Something about this power dynamic is just fucked up. And it doesn't feel inherently like right to me. It doesn't feel like a real solution. You know, it's like we're gonna do this, and this is the way it's gonna be, and you know, you guys just have to eat it.
But I think that they can decide. I think that's the frustrating part, is that they do hold all of the cards. I mean, everything. It's been hidden for 80 years or more. We've made almost no progress as the public to find out, like, show me the shit. Let me see the craft. Let me see the bodies. We haven't got any of that in 80 years. We get closer, but still, they ultimately will decide when we see what we see. So I think we kind of have to go by their rules to get anywhere. And it sucks to just like eat a bag of dicks and let people get away with, you know, murders and insane amounts of crimes and misappropriation of taxpayer money. But I think to ultimately get to the end goal of like, this is what's going on, I think we have at the moment, I think that's the best way to do it, because they don't want to go to jail, and they will just keep hiding stuff to avoid going to jail unless there's some kind of agreement, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also think that some of the people that are involved in the film are seeking for that pardon as well. Like they, you know, it's and they can't really say it out loud, but I mean, if you're smart enough, you can tell that some of those people are like Dr. Eric Davis clearly was part of the legacy program at some point, if he's not still, you know, and Dr. Hal Puthoff and like more people like Dr. Hal Puthoff, I think he's even involved in some stuff that is classified right now.
Which guy?
Dr. Hal Puthoff.
Yeah.
I think, unfortunately, I think you're right, Dan, about the power dynamic. Like, there's no reversing it. The national security state is the state. Like, the idea that the president is going to go to the director of the NSA and like demand all the fucking files, like, that's never going to happen. I think that you're right. It works the other way.
This is the thing I had to think about for like weeks after Washington. Was like, after I was there, I was like, we're not in control of any of this.
No.
None
Like,
of
we
it.
can think we're making headway, and in some respects we are, but only from a public perception standpoint. At the end of the day, if they want this to remain secret, they will keep it secret for as long as possible. That's the real dynamic that we're fighting against. They will tell us the minimum amount that they need to tell us to effectively let them continue what they're doing. And in terms of the age of disclosure and whether or not it's a play for amnesty, I don't even think they are thinking that far ahead. I think they're thinking, okay, we'll present this information and we'll gauge how much we can actually get out of it in the end.
Yeah.
Whether or not we need amnesty, or whether or not we'll end up receiving a bunch of medals from the president.
Yeah.
Like the people that have been keeping this secret for 70 years. Either the range is all the way from treason, as Dan said, as Ross said, all the way up to receiving the Medal of Honor from the president for revealing such amazing truths. And they're going to sell a lot of books, and we may end up thanking them. I don't think it's a case of we'll end up forgiving them. I think it's a case that we may end up thanking the very same people that have been keeping this secret for all this time.
And I also want to say, if that's great points, by the way, very well said. I think if there is some kind of amnesty deal made, there also needs to be some kind of reconciliation with whistleblowers and with people that have come forward and destroyed their careers for the good of the world. And there should be a public acknowledgement from whatever government wronged you, financial apologies. Here's a couple million for your troubles. Sorry for everything. Enjoy your life, and some kind of witness protection program
like
to go
a settlement. Kind of a deal.
Yeah, to whoever's come forward publicly. I mean, the people that we know publicly, and there's probably others, but people who have lost their jobs in the last 20, 30 years because of this should be compensated and get a public apology.
Yeah.
And I think that would go a long way for those people as well.
And don't forget the people who were affected directly, like the families of people who are no longer here.
Absolutely.
That were affected by this. That also, like anybody who was complicit in crimes against those people, those should definitely go to jail. Those do not deserve a pardon. The ones that we find out that they did it like knowingly, I'm against giving those a pardon. If you're Dr. Eric Davis and you were part of the program and you along the way realized that shady shit was going on and you decided to go forward, give that man a pardon. I have no problem with that. But the ones that really did commit the crimes, I mean,
I guess that's the question is, do you treat this like a law enforcement problem? Do you have evidence that a crime has been committed, and then can you commit like the Attorney General of the United States looking into it? And even if you could do those things, who can you really go up against the CIA and the NSA? Like, who really thinks they're going to turn the full power of these spy agencies on individual people and their families? And they're going to say, look, that's not how this works. I see no path. I also don't know who they would even be talking to. Like, look at the Epstein situation, and you can't not see it. It's always, it's always there. It's just a story that won't ever go away. And they can't even, we're still stair-stepping that thing, like trying to get through, when are we going to see this shit and find out the truth, If there was ever a time for the president of the United States to pull the trigger on something, he's desperately reaching for anything he can throw to distract people from this scandal. This would be the time, and you're not seeing it. So you're not going to, I don't think you're going to see it. It would have happened already.
He also doesn't care. Like the president of the United States does not care about the UFO issue at all. He said it straight up. Like it doesn't interest him.
Yeah,
but yes,
people
it's great
around
distraction,
him are
but
though.
Yes, for sure.
People around him are. The people that are constantly on his ear are definitely interested, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's already a lot of stuff on his desk, just like, and he's not making a decision because of everything that's happening. And also because he doesn't care.
I think you'd have to be able to make the case financially that it would financially benefit him to do something, but that's where you get a Peter Thiel. That's where Peter Thiel gets. Who is Peter Thiel? Palantir is the software of the Central Intelligence Agency. It's the software of the Department of Defense. Like, these guys have the answers. They have the secrets. If anybody wanted to get that information, Peter Thiel is in the position to do it, and the people at Palantir. Like that's who would have it. So if Peter Thiel wants disclosure, I think you might see it.
But he doesn't. But because he wants, I believe he wants and already has access to the tech which he will monetize.
Correct. He has an asymmetric advantage over everyone. Like, he owns the software that knows where all the bodies are.
You mentioned how would disclosure financially benefit President Trump, and I think it already has by helping Peter Thiel get involved. And I'm sure there's going to be some kind of breakaway money sent Trump's way. So there it is. So
that's what his whole fucking Bitcoin, whatever it is, the Trump coin thing is. You can just buy that and then that acts as a bribe. That's just like
Right.
it's like putting money into an account that no one else can see.
I mean, it seems pretty clear to me that's where Trump's money comes from as far as the UFO stuff, and is he makes more money by not disclosing.
I guess one of the things that that is becoming a bitter pill for me to swallow at this stage is just that there really isn't any good reason. Like, no one who is in a position to disclose anything is really motivated to do so. Like, what's their incentive? As long as you're holding on to the secrets, you have power, you have leverage. As soon as you let those go, all that leverage is gone. And what do you gain?
The incentive,
right
the incentive is only that it's the right thing to do. And unfortunately, that's not enough for most people. I think most of the people that are pushing for it is because it's the right thing to do. But that doesn't really help you very much.
But that's why the guys those guys who come forward are all enlisted guys. The people who make it to the top don't have the mindset of like, I'm here to do the right thing. The people who they're like, I'm going to do what it takes.
They're
to win.
sociopaths.
Yes,
there you go.
I think it's a case, and sorry to probably be a little bit too, I don't know, I guess it could be accused of socialist at this point. The closer you get to holding the ring of power, the less you want to let go of it.
Of course.
It's the same. The money is exactly what the ring of power is.
Mm-hmm.
It's just Peter Thiel is Gollum holding the ring at the edge of Mount Doom, like unable to let go of the thing because he's got everything in his.
This fucking guy, literally, this is a guy who is one of the most powerful human beings on the planet, and he is trying to convince us that Greta Thunberg is going to be the Antichrist. Like, she's the one we need to watch out for. This little girl who was just held in an Israeli prison and like beaten to shit. He's like, that's the one you've got to watch out for. She's going to come take over, and then it's going to be all downhill and 1,000 years of darkness.
But of course,
this guy is insane, man. These people are insane. Like, this brings this opens a whole can of worms about the billionaire people that are allowed to be in these positions of power, that run these companies that are CIA cutouts, that are basically just oligarchs put there by the intelligence community for the sake of administering the civilian apparatus that is outside of oversight of the government. They just put all that into private court. Palantir does everything the CIA can't do. They just do it as a private entity.
And of course, they would see someone like Greta as the enemy because it's someone who has a moral compass that leads them. Greta only acts in what she thinks is best for the world. And of course, someone like Peter Thiel would hate that. It's like the Wicked Witch and Dorothy. Like, they just are very opposite things that obviously are going to butt heads. And one is clearly bad and one is clearly good.
I think it's even deeper than that. I think it's also a pathology of the ultra rich. I think there is a mental illness that sets in after a certain amount of wealth. I think a certain level of wealth is acceptable, and probably there's a point of diminishing returns where it just, the more money you have doesn't increase your happiness. But there's also a point, there must be, that it literally makes you more insane or drives you insane. You have a reality distortion field that you live inside of, where everyone is there to please you or get paid or get a favor from you. But no one, think about someone at Peter Thiel's level. He's got those fucking crazy eyes. He's like kind of like shifty and weird. He fucking has like his hands into
sweaty, always sweaty.
He's always sweaty and nervous. And like, I wouldn't want him to take a personal interest in my fucking life. Like, would you? That guy's terrifying. There's a limit. There's an amount of power that is just poisonous. It's like what you're saying, Xander, about the fucking ring. And there's no apparatus in our civilization to like rein those people in.
But it's our fault.
We extol them, like we put them on a pedestal.
That's what I mean. We did this. We did that. Like, society does that by holding up these people. Like, wealth is what we see. Like you said, the most powerful guy in the world. He's powerful because he's incredibly wealthy. So we see money as power and strength.
Yeah.
And we celebrate, people flaunting wealth on social media and like, wow, private jet, cool.
Elon just got a $1 trillion pay package approved by the board of Tesla. That's what they approved. $1 trillion.
And there's what drives them. Also the competition between billionaires to be the first one to be a trillionaire.
$1 trillion is not even like, that's not even a real number in my world. Like that's a sickness. That is an illness. It's poisonous. I don't know, man.
No, you're right.
Of course, he's got to do stuff to like earn that. Like he doesn't get it yet. He's got to like, produce some results. But, he gets billions of dollars.
Unfortunately, incentives is what drives most people because of the paradigm, because of the materialistic paradigm, and this also extrapolates to the UFO topic. And the reason many whistleblowers are not coming forward is because of that. Because some of them have a pension, they don't want to like suffer consequences that affect their way of life, and I completely understand that. Until that changes for everybody, I don't think there's going to be substantial modifications of reality as we know it. And
do you
even
guys think that we are going to see? I'm going to just touch on this larger political issue, but we don't have to get too deep into it. I'm just curious. Do you guys think that we're going to see a backlash against the ultra super mega rich tech bros at some point? Or do you think we've missed that window? Are we too late?
I think they have too much power. It would be very difficult. Even if I saw, this brings me back to when Tucker interviewed Putin and he asked him about Elon. Do you remember what he said?
No.
He was like, Elon does whatever Elon wants to do. That's what Putin said about Elon. So I don't think so.
I feel like we will see a backlash towards the tech bros once AI really starts taking jobs away. I think there'll be like oh shit, what happened? Like why do we no longer have anything?
Well, didn't they just stop reporting unemployment numbers for like the last 2 months? They haven't really.
They did?
This administration hasn't put out any fucking unemployment. There was
realize.
the Fed chairman, Jerome Powell, came out and said the numbers were basically zero. There was like zero job growth, and everybody across the economy is like tightening their belts. They're all trying to figure out internally how to do more with less, work with AI to maximize their output for a smaller footprint. I mean, you're going to see it. This is happening now. The CEO of Anthropic, Dario Amodei, was just on an interview with what's his name? Old Blue Eyes from CNN, Anderson Cooper. Those steely blue eyes. Who's also a CIA guy, by the way. And he said, he's like, at Anthropic, they predict they'll be at artificial general intelligence that's capable enough of doing all intellectual work by 2028. They're not even trying to hide the number. They're telling you what it is.
I do think there will be a public backlash, a big one at some point, for sure.
The humanoid robot market, just to automate human labor, is a $25 to $50 trillion market. Global human labor, people working in factories. Like if you're a company that makes humanoid robots and you can tap into a 10, 12, $15 trillion chunk of that market, oh my God. Well, what recourse do regular people have in a world like that? What power is left? Like they're not even going to care if you vote. They don't give a shit who you vote for.
I don't think there will be a backlash. I think we'll go to them asking for help.
I feel like that's what it's going to be.
We'll give them more power in order to ensure our own security.
Oh no!
Which is
I'm gonna go full Doomer Thursday and say
let's do the Doom stinger.
Do the Doom stinger. Do the stinger, please.
I think it gets violent at some point.
Oh, hang on. We're gonna do the stinger.
Okay. Oh, really? We're okay. We're gonna do it.
We need the Doomer.
Is there a Doomer one?
I thought I sent you the Doomer one.
Oh, I don't know. I don't have.
Damn it, Xander!
Either way, that was cool.
Cole made one that it's like the all the text
did.
is exploding and there's like a Los Angeles is like on fire.
He did. You're right. No, I don't have that loaded.
Guys,
Some
this is supposed to be Good Vibes Thursday, not Doomer Friday.
Trauma,
Okay,
trauma.
I'll see
bonding
myself
Thursday.
out. I gotta go. Yeah, I think it gets violent at some point. I really do.
I think people are on the knife's edge right now. I'm just curious. I want to do a temperature check on people out in the world. I'm just curious, not only just for you guys in the panel, but people out there watching. I know we're a UFO show and we talk about UFO stuff all the time, but just take 5 seconds here. How is everybody doing out there? Like, how are you? If I'm just looking at you personally at home watching, if you're watching, how are you guys doing? Because it's like crazy, right? Is it just me? Everything, like the cost of everything is astronomical. It's off the fucking charts. And I feel like people are getting really close to desperate if they're not already. How do you guys feel?
And in my country is really bad too, because of what's happening with the government and cartels. And you remember what happened in Nepal? That can happen anywhere at this point, Like,
Yeah.
people actually go into the streets and breaking shit up and holding politicians to account, but really, physically, that
That's
shit
what I'm
can
talking about.
happen. That shit can happen at any moment due to how tense everything is. I
Yeah.
genuinely think so.
I talk to people just in my friend circle, just people that I know, and everybody I know is under like tremendous financial pressure, like any unforeseen. If the dog gets sick, it's like,
Fuck.
fuck, right? Like most people are living in that world of like, I can buy new tires or we can take a vacation for like 3 days. that's the kind of like, if you're doing good, you have that level of disposable income. And it just feels, I don't know, man. I don't,
It feels like we don't
it's a
have
weird
much
time.
not much opportunity anymore to grow financially or to plan for anything.
Right. The slack in the
that's-
system is gone.
That's a shit feeling. Yeah. Like I think most of us don't feel like when we're older we're going to be protected or taken care of.
Oh, well, this is from Don 63. AI will kill Social Security. No workers paying in means the system fails. This last 12 months has been brutal. Feeling
Great
held
point.
hostage, but powerless.
Great point, Don.
Yeah. I don't anticipate Social Security is going to be there. But
Good
I don't
shit.
know. We're going to have to, the robots are coming to take our jobs and kill us all. What are we going to do?
We're going to turn to the tech bros.
You're muted, Pavel. You're muted.
We're going to ask the tech bros to help us. The same
Help
people,
how? What are you going to say? You're Xander and you're pleading to Elon and Teal right now. What are you saying?
they're going to arrange UBI, which is universal basic income. They're going to be the people that sort it out. They will arrange it because they will have all the money. We will pay some sort of social subscription. So effectively, countries are going to turn into corporations. It's exactly your dystopian worst nightmare coming into fruition. This is the path we're on, and I'm sorry. Doom.
Dude,
Doom,
fuck
doom,
that.
doom. That's the way we're going.
Fuck all of
At
it.
some point, I said this last week. We need we're not we're not saying no to AI right now. That's the real problem. Like, I use AI every day. I'm pretty sure all of you guys do.
Yeah.
Like, we do. And we're probably not using it to its full potential, just us four. But people are running companies with this stuff right now. The AI bubble, if it pops, as Pat Berlinkett said so eloquently last week, the world is going to go to hell when that bubble pops. It'll be worse than the Great Depression. There's your doom.
There's your doom.
Jesus. It's so true, though.
Check this out. This is something that I talked about it once before. This is a website called WorldCoin. Are you guys familiar with WorldCoin? This is put together by OpenAI, and this is universal proof of human. They're saying that the future is going to be so many AI bots running around on the internet that you're going to have to basically prove that you're a real human, and they have a piece of technology they call is it the orb or the sphere? I forget what it's called here. Let's see if they've got it listed. The orb, here it is. This is the orb. The orb is a device that verifies you are a unique human. Built by Tools for Humanity. It's an open source device that verifies you are a unique human without knowing anything else about you. So
This
the
might
orb
be the most terrifying website on the
I
internet.
can't believe this is our life. I can't believe that we're here at this point in
That
humanity.
is wild. I hadn't seen that.
So
Holy
check
shit.
this out. You ready for this? You go into an orb center. Like you can do find an orb. This is real. You can
Dude.
go into an orb center. You sit down and it scans your eye and it creates a unique identifier number that is assigned to you specifically. And then they hold your scan in their database. And every time you do this, they give you some world coin. What's world coin? It's OpenAI's internal money. It's their Bitcoin, their own currency. And who holds the largest holdings of WorldCoin? Sam Altman. So if the guy who owns the company that wants to replace all of us with AI, if you want to prove you're human in the future, you have to use his fucking currency and go get your eye scanned. They're creating a parallel economy that just exists outside of the real one. It's like, what the fuck is going on here?
I don't want to be here anymore.
I don't want to be here anymore.
Like, what the fucking shit, dude? And also, every time you scan, it's a tracker too. There's going to be cameras everywhere that can read your eye, no matter where you are, to know where all people are at all times.
They are
Oh my God.
telling you what they want to do. Like, this is coming from WorldCoin is OpenAI. That's Sam Altman. Like, this, you can look this up. This isn't me making this up. They are telling you that in the future, they are planning for a world where you've got to prove that you're human. They want you to use their technology to do it, and they want to use their currency and spread that around so that everybody is using it. And I think that's fucking scary. That's too much power.
It's terrifying, dude. That's
All these
insanity.
guys.
Contrast that, however, to what? What?
Thank you, Brigitte.
On the flip side,
We broke the Doomer point meter.
Yeah, because this is off the chart.
to the contrary,
To the contrary, however, but like, societally speaking, what does the utopia actually look like? Because do we need to break money in order to usher in the new paradigm? Because
yes,
I don't see anybody voluntarily saying, okay, here's all my money, we're good, we're all equal. No one's going to do that. So
They'll just collapse the dollar.
Yeah, we need to break the whole thing.
Yeah.
And say, okay, right, okay, what do we want to do next year? Like, do we want to be alive next year? If so, okay, we need to allocate jobs, and then we're in full socialism utopia. But you've got to go along to get along. And like, what does it really look like?
The people who have the answer to this are the CEOs of these AI companies. They already know what's coming. I think that's the thing that shocked me the most. Daniel Cocatello and the team who wrote the AI 2027 paper are on record saying, and Tristan Harris is another one who talks about AI safety a lot, Connor Leahy, all these different guys, behind closed doors, in private, the CEOs of these AI companies are not telling, what they talk about is much darker than what they say publicly.
yes,
About what they expect the outcome to be. And I think they are planning for a period of chaos, a period of economic collapse that's going to be brought about by the technology that they are in charge of developing.
birthing,
And then I think they want to roll out the solution right after that. They're going to come out and say, look, we own all the important capital now. We own all the data centers. We own all the power plants. So that's really the only thing that actually has value. People just want some kind of like play money that they can kind of participate in the economy. So they'll give you a UBI, but it'll have enormous strings attached, and it'll be attached to a ubiquitous surveillance state. This is what Catherine Austin Fitz has been saying, and she said it on Danny Jones' podcast. They're putting the control grid in place. And what's crazy to me, what's blowing my mind, is that for 15, 20 years, Alex Jones was on InfoWars talking about this every fucking day. He was like, they're black helicopters, the control grid, they're coming in to take over. And now that they're doing it, where is this fucking guy? Like, you know what I mean? Like all these people who were so paranoid about it all these years ago, and now it's happening. And I don't hear any of these guys talking about it.
Well, he's busy trying to raise money to pay back all the Sandy Hook families.
Yeah, his billion.
Bullshit. Yeah. The utopia is a great idea, and the UBI is all wonderful. It's all well and good, but the bottom line is what is our purpose? Like, what is a human being's purpose once we like if we can't have jobs, we can't do that stuff. What is the point of us being here if we're not if people don't have a purpose?
What would you want? Like if you could have if someone came to you, let's say that the economy is on the precipice of collapse, the president comes out and he's like, guys, look, the dollar's going to collapse. There's nothing we can do about it, but we're going to roll out this new plan. What would you, if you could pick, what would it look like? Like 10 grand a month in UBI, special coins, or like, what do you want to do? Like, would you just want to play music and walk in the park and hang out and like, I think I'd be okay with
that. I am someone, I should have been born a trust fund kid. I love doing nothing. I really enjoy like, not contributing, and I'm fine with it. If I never did anything the rest of my life, I think I'd probably be fine. But most people need to do, and like human beings we are driven to create and improve and fix and think and invent. That's what we do. But like everyone said, AGI is the last invention we'll ever make. And that's weird to come to terms with, that like we're almost at the point of being done inventing and creating, because
that problem will be solved in our lifetime. Can you believe that? Like we're going to see it. Not like 50 years from now, but we're talking like a decade.
I think before your son can drive a car, this is going to be a reality.
I'm working on the assumption my daughter will never drive a car.
Or work.
That will ever happen.
She may not work.
She may not work. Yeah, truly.
And that, like, think about that for a second. Like, you guys have kids that are not infants. Like, your kids are walking and talking, and they may never have a paying job. That's
terrifying.
Sounds pretty good, to be fair.
But then what? Like, what?
Just give up all your data.
But then, if like, do we still go to school? Like, what? Why do we even like? Do people even still go to school? Like, what are we learning for?
Well, I would be okay. So, like, if I could draw a picture of what I don't know, if you could solve this problem in a way that basically lets people have free time to spend with their families, to be creative, to travel, and have experiences that are wholesome and you know, build a cool life, most people would be fine with that. Like, you know, I don't think people really want more. How much more do you want? Would it be? And if you knew that there were like 5 or 6 guys who owned everything, but for the most part, you're left alone and you just get to do, you know, whatever, as long as you stay inside your lane. I think most people would probably take that. I mean, you know, as long as society, I think what people are hungry for right now, particularly our generation, is like some sense of stability, right? It doesn't ever feel for 25 years, it hasn't felt like anything has been stable. Every few months, there's some new cataclysmic thing that is knocking the fucking wind out of you or pulling the rug out from under your feet. And, you know, whether it's a financial collapse or a fucking virus, or it's some kind of government thing or a failed coup, you know, whatever. I think just a return to boring time, like, would be great. You know what I really miss? I miss like fucking TGIF on fucking Fridays, coming home. From
best.
School, turn on, watch fucking Family Matters, and like hang out, eat a fucking pizza, and play some N64. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want a lot,
but to think about where we need to get to this like UBI, and everyone's taken care of. You have your base needs. You have a place to live. You have food, a little bit of spending money, and this is worldwide. Right now, we're at a place in this country where kids cannot get help getting school lunches. Like, we can't even help children eat right now. How do we get from, no, fuck the little kids who can't eat. How do we get from there to like, let's take care of everybody?
We don't.
That's a huge gap, dude.
We don't.
Especially in
I don't think we do. I think they let the system break, and then they pick up the pieces they want, and they let everybody else fucking twist out in the wind. And that's what it's going to be. It's going to be like when you go to, well, it's like when you fly into Lima, right? Like, so I'm going to Peru in December. You fly into Lima, and Lima itself is a cool city. It's beautiful. There's all kinds of modern stuff. But right outside of Lima is like when you get out of the airport, it's like favelas, and it's fucking like, and these people are just, they're just living. Like they do whatever, they get by, but that's it. There's no services for them. There's no like, that's going to be America. That's going to be all of it.
I think ultimately the shift will have to come from the fact that people treat family different to the way they treat everybody else. There are special rules for family. You grant them amnesty when arguably the rest of the world wouldn't provide that amnesty. And you give them things selflessly, truly selflessly, when it's family. And at some point we will have to do the same things for people that we do not consider right now as family. But when you look out with a wider lens, which at some point we're going to have to do, hopefully, if we get disclosure, we're going to have to start looking at the fact that maybe the whole species is just one big family, and it's like, okay, that guy's struggling over there. Everybody, throw him $1 right now. Like, let's get him, just bring him up, like to the standard that we expect humans to live at. That's the thing that we don't do currently, that we could do. There's enough abundance on the planet right now for us to achieve that, but we can't do it. We just can't do it. And it's a shame. And I'm not one for socialism personally, but like, I want to give that guy $1, like, but it needs everybody to do it. And that's maybe everyone keeps alluding to this weird consciousness shift that we need to go through. And I think that's probably it. It needs to be the fact that we are all, it's the gayest thing, but we are all family.
Like, of course we are. Of course we are. Anywhere you go in the world, it doesn't matter. People want to love their kids, hang out with their family, laugh, eat good food, be safe, go to sleep at night, and wake up and feel like they're going to have at least a comfortable day. I think most people want the same basic things, and you've got this constant psyop that's always going on. These social media companies are just playing with people's mental state constantly. And what's shocking is we know from their own studies that you can flip a switch internally and increase people's sense of well-being and you can improve their emotional state by changing their Facebook feed. They know this. It should be a requirement that if you know that like you have some kind of mechanism in place to make sure you're not hurting people's well-being, but they can, affect that. Yeah. I think we're going to have to renegotiate the social safety net. You're going to have guarantee at the minimum healthcare.
We've never had that. I mean, look at cigarette companies and booze companies, and like, why do cars even go over 60 miles an hour? If we always put ourselves in danger.
I'm okay with danger. I'm okay with people having freedom to do stupid things. I think that's all fine. I think it would be it should be a very easy sell to say to everyone in America below a certain income threshold, you know what y'all need? Free healthcare. You're going to go to the doctor, you send the bill to Uncle Sam, it gets paid, and that's just how it goes. Everybody and then we're just going to make sure if you want to be a doctor, it's free. If you're smart enough and you could, like, those people, we just fast track those. We need a society that has some kind of like a mechanism in it so that if you don't have a job, you're not fucking dead on the street with no medical care, no hope, no prospects. Like, there is nothing here. And I don't know how it is in the rest of Europe and the rest of the world, but in America, it's like succeed or die trying. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
And there really is no.
Half this country that we live in, Clint, is completely against handouts, like basically against helping people. And that's weird. It's so weird.
But they'll go to church every Sunday and put money in that fucking dish.
They will.
And that pastor will get into his $100,000, fucking G-Wagon and whatever, and like roll on back to his palatial estate. And they're like, well, yes.
Just to lower just to lower the doom meter down from 9.9 to maybe 9.7. There's a few people in the chat that are saying, you know, they're just going to cull the majority of the world. That fixes everything. Have you ever played Sim City and you get like a little population counter and you gauge how well you're doing based on how many people you've got? You realize these people are literally playing Sim City with the whole planet right now.
Yes.
They
Yes.
want more
They
people.
love it.
They love more people. They don't want to kill us. They want to just control us and keep everything ticking over and keep playing the game. They're not here to vaccinate us into oblivion. They're not trying to destroy the population by 60%, in my opinion. I might be wrong, but
I don't even think they need to. Like,
They don't
birth
need
rates
to.
are down, you know, like in another generation or two, the population is going to start to go way, way down. You know, it's like people are having kids the way they used to. For one, I mean, it's hard to even think about raising a family in this economy. To think about like having another kid or expanding your family, like most people aren't in a position to do that. I think, you know, that's killing off a couple billion people. They'll let us do that. You know, they're not going to do it.
yeah, they don't need any
Which
help
in
to
turn
do that.
is them doing it. I think that I do think there is like some kind of move or focus to let society collapse and let us truly, actually, physically kill a lot of ourselves, just to kind of take some people out. I do kind of, that does track to me a little bit.
Dude, I've been watching these interviews with Palmer Luckey. He's been on the interview circuit the last few 2-3
Who's he
weeks.
again?
Palmer Luckey is the dude who invented.
Flip
He looks
flop guy?
like
The
Joe
Andrew
Dirt.
guy.
Yeah, he looks like
Andrew?
Joe Dirt in a Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah.
He invented, what was it called? The Oculus Rift.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Sold it to Mark Zuckerberg for like $3 billion and then disappears for like a year and then comes back and now he makes weapons for the Pentagon. And not only does he make weapons, he makes these super advanced pilotless drones like that are, and he's advocating for kill authority to be given to AI.
Yep.
And he's out there, he's like, I don't want. This guy looks like he's 17 years old and he just got pulled over for like, you know, buying beer underage. And he's like, I don't want our enemies. If we have to keep a human in the decision loop to decide when to give the kill order, then the enemy only has to block our signal to defeat us. And I don't want to live in a world where that can be done. So I think
Fear,
all
fear,
of our
fear.
drones should be able to make their kill decisions autonomously. Like we're tiptoeing. I don't even know if we're tiptoeing. I think we're walking into the Terminator future and we're like thrilled about it. Like some of these guys are they're giddy. They can't wait.
Running towards it with open arms.
They can't wait. They want another war to sell all their cool new weapons that they're making and designing right now. I think I really do believe that that's what they're leading up to.
Yeah.
They want
Just like this, like a worldwide high stakes battle bots.
it'll just yeah. I mean, privatized security, automated security, an automated security state that's being run by AI, super advanced. It keeps an eye on all of us, keeps us in line. You know, if you do anything, if you offend the thought police, they'll send someone out to talk to you. And then they live behind a gated fortress, gated communities. It's Chris Hedges calls it Richistan. He's like, it's like another country. It's a world protected by private security that you and I will never get into. You see rich, famous people have it.
Yep.
It's all bespoke for them. And it's not like you're going to walk out your front door and see chaos in the streets everywhere. It's just like their world will be separate from your world. Yep. And your world will suck. And there will be no path to get to their world. Oh, what happened to the good old fashioned alien takeover? Chris,
no shit, dude.
52.
Yeah, it's gotten so much lamer.
Do we think there's going to be any kind of alien move to make us aware of their presence?
Probably a good segue
I think so.
into another thing that Ross alluded to. And I don't know what he's basing this on, so perhaps somebody can fill me in. He alluded to the administration preparing an announcement after the Age of Disclosure release. I don't know enough about this, so
Pavel, you posted that tweet. Do you have it?
Yeah. I got it right here. I can send it to you where? I don't know.
Send it to Xander.
Yeah, just send
Yeah.
it anywhere you want.
I'll send it on
I'll
the
take it.
chat signal.
Sure.
There it is. So I followed up with Game Tech Politics today about that, and I asked him if something was up or if it was just a dumb mistake. He responded.
Tell people what it is first, so that
Yeah.
Yeah.
they know what's going on.
So he on November 5th, he said that President Trump was going to make an announcement, and that it was going to be the aliens.
Ross
And
said this.
no, Game Tech Politics.
Game Tech Politics.
Uh, Yeah. And the Age of Disclosure official account said that's not happening until later this year. And then they deleted that tweet. And then Ross came out last Sunday saying that there was a rumor going around that President Trump or the White House was going to make an announcement about this after the film.
Mm.
I asked him about this, and he said that there's currently a stallment. The NDAs being like scrapped is currently stalled, but he keeps hearing that it's going to happen somewhere between December and January. And we know that people from the administration, from the cabinet, are pro disclosure. Like Tulsi has talked about it, Kash
Rubio.
Patel has talked about it, Rubio is in the movie. So I think that Trump does have a lot of people in his ear talking to him about this constantly.
JD
But
Vance.
honestly, I don't think that he's going to do anything if the situation with the Epstein stuff doesn't go his way. I don't think.
You don't think he's going to do anything? You think he'll be so bogged down in the Epstein thing?
Yeah, he
that'll
currently
just
is too distracted for that. And I have heard people say that maybe he would do it as a last resort sort of thing to save his ass. I don't know if that would happen, but we have to wait and see after the movie how the movie is received. If it has a good impact in people, like a massive impact, and still, I don't trust Trump to disclose anything. It's just my personal opinion.
I don't either.
I don't know what you
I
guys
don't
think.
either. I'm the same way.
I think
If
he
he
has
was
a
gonna
lot
do
on
it,
his
he would've
plate.
done it.
He would have done it, and also I think he's dealing with. I mean, obviously the Epstein stuff. I think he's dealing with health issues that we're not fully aware of what's going on. I think he has a lot happening.
Yeah. Another thing that I think, just imagine, let's just speculate a little bit, right? What would happen if Trump comes out and says the thing? About half, if not more than half of the country would not believe him, even if he came out and said it. I think it would be very important if he did, because it's the president of the United States saying that we're not alone. But I think that the reaction would be, that's bullshit, for the majority, for the most part. I don't know
Yep.
if you guys agree there.
I do. Yeah, I think it's been close to 10 years since we've had someone in office. I mean, whether you like Obama or not, I think people, for the most part, kind of believed what he was saying. But it's been, Trump and then Biden and then Trump again, where you're just liked or hated one way or the other, and you're just not going to believe a word someone says, or it's gospel. And I think Trump is a very polarizing guy, obviously.
Yeah.
So I think you're right. I think half people would be like, just not believe a word he says, no matter what it is.
Well, if he threw some meat out there, right? Like he'd have to make something actually happen to change the news cycle.
Yeah.
And that would mean literally like you'd have to, it couldn't just be, a few whistleblowers or some people that no one's ever heard of saying,
you got to show us stuff. We got to see some stuff.
Yeah. We're going to need to see some shit. I think that's what it's going to be. And
Yeah.
you would have seen it by now. You're not going to see the person who is closest, I think, to the real truth. Weirdly, is JD Vance, because he's Peter Thiel's guy.
Yeah,
Peter Thiel will tell JD Vance when it's time, if it's time to just.
Elon knows too. We come on, Elon knows.
He has to. And
either he
forthright.
knows or he's being lied to, and I don't think he's being lied to. I go back to that Putin quote. Like, he can do anything he wants. Why would he not know about this stuff? Doesn't make any sense.
Does anyone here think that Elon is read in at all?
I think so. personally.
I do too.
I would wonder how. This is what I always wonder about these guys, right? Like Elon is a drug addict, right? Like, and some of my best friends are drug addicts, and that's fine. Like, you can do whatever. But like, Elon is a CEO who makes decisions at the level of nation states, right? Like, that's where he's. This is a man who is in a K-hole half the time. You know, this guy is constantly traveling with a bucket of pills that he's taking. If you are an intelligence agency or a branch of the United States military or the Space Force, and you have to decide who you're going to trust with classified information, like, how do you square that circle? How do you go to like this guy who is clearly like, Elon's not all there? I mean, I'm sorry if people love Elon, but like, not to take anything away from the guy, but he's definitely got some problems. I just don't know how they can trust him.
Yeah.
And it's the same with Peter Thiel. Like, how do you think he actually, in the power structure of things, like, is in control, or are there unknowable elements within the intelligence community that would pull the plug on his ass if he ever got to?
I think that.
You think they would just be like,
and not just the intelligence agencies. I think we don't talk enough about old families, which
Yeah.
are an essential part of all this secrecy. I think they're part of the darker side of whatever secrets are being kept.
are you getting
And
into Illuminati?
well, it's just old families. I
Okay.
would say I'm
Old
not going to
family,
go.
old money. So I think what you're saying, like even though Peter Thiel may have more money than these old families, those families still have more power because they have a couple
Way
hundred
more.
years of relationships and
Yeah.
deciding how
Well,
things really work.
Chris Mellon's family. I mean, look at
There you go.
those guys. You know, and then that's what's so confusing, I guess, to look at it from the outside, is the power structure is so weird and opaque, and it's hard to understand like who is in charge of what. And clearly it's all over the place, and there are all kinds of different things going on at the same time, and trying to look from the outside, looking into it, and get any sense of clarity is like impossible. So we're all waiting for someone to come forward with a clear picture. But even if they did, it's like the same, just to say Dan Bursch thing again, but what if he's telling the truth? What if everything he said is absolutely true? Most people don't believe it. Most people wouldn't believe it. Even if if he came out and he laid it all down on tape and was like, this is it. I'm telling you word for word, this is what happened.
So
We may have had disclosure. You know what I mean? Like the information is probably already out there to a large degree.
You know what I think should happen? I think everybody needs firsthand experience on something related to the phenomenon in
Yeah.
order to have that belief whenever they're told something. And unfortunately, and I did a video about this from the Dean Radin investigation into genetics, where he found the psi gene, but he didn't find it in 40% of the population that he tested because of the Holy Inquisition. That Holy Inquisition stuff has happened many times throughout history. And there's a lot of people that I don't think will ever be able to see stuff because they just don't have it in them. And that
Dude.
will feed into their disbelief. And that is not helping the whole situation,
The Holy Inquisition is one thing, but and not to take anything away from that, because it's you make an excellent point. I couldn't agree more. But talk about the fucking genocide of the indigenous people of the
Yes.
Americas.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about millions of people, just an entire world's view, an entire beliefs, hundreds of different belief structures, all wiped out completely in one of the biggest mass murder events ever.
Yeah.
Those people had the indigenous knowledge. They had the technology of the spiritual technology, thousands of years of it that we just, we wiped it out. It represented an alternative way of life. And think about that. Like, what was lost?
Yeah.
The same thing happened with the Spaniards when they came to Mexico and they obliterated the Aztecs and other cultures. The same thing happened. And it's happened multiple times. And I think people don't talk about that enough. I think that we're all equipped in some way to understand and see the other parts of the reality. But those events have had an impact, and they still do to this day, I think.
So you think that from at a species level, there's been um, enough people have been removed from the population that carry that gene for psi abilities that it's made a
Yep.
huge impact on the total population of Earth.
I think so. Yeah.
Otherwise,
I
we
think
would have
that's part
more.
of why there's people that don't have experiences. Like they try to even. I know people that believe in the UFO topic, but they're frustrated that they never see anything, they never experienced anything in their life. I
Yeah.
think it's linked to that. This is just a personal opinion, but I think I've done enough research to have an educated opinion about it. You know?
When you say psi gene, are we talking about like you could take a test if you have this gene, you would be able to like demonstrate some psionic ability?
Yeah. Well, Dr. Dean Radin spoke and did research with a specific type of geneticist that
Hmm.
looks into not just one, like multiple different genes that have that predisposition for psi abilities. And when we talk about psi abilities, I'm not talking about like X-Men kind of superpowers, and no, it's like a heightened sense of intuition, more
Mhm.
than normal, stuff like that, you know, like, and like more awareness of your environment,
Mhm.
an easier way to reach the gnosis process, which is very difficult. Like I think that not everybody reaches gnosis before they're like 35 or 30 years old.
And what
Like
is that? What is gnosis?
gnosis is the awareness.
Did Pavel just jump to a
Jeez,
new
teleport?
camera?
What just happened?
Let's
Come
switch
back,
angles.
Pavel.
What just happened? Pavel's not real.
We're looking at parallel Pavel, Bizarro Pavel.
You're muted, but what the fuck's
You're
going on,
muted.
dude?
I'm back, right?
I thought you
You're
had
back.
like a video queued or something.
This happens sometimes with my camera. I'm sorry. um, so gnosis is the process of like, and essentially reaching a state of awareness where you become one with everything, essentially. And this is like a millennia old concept from Buddhism
Would
and
that be the
Hinduism.
same thing as like Buddhist enlightenment or
Yes,
same
it's
concept?
the same. It's the same concept, but
Okay.
gnosis is like the more base definition of the concept. You know, so and not everybody reaches that in their lifetime. Even it's really difficult because you get inundated with when you're growing up. You get inundated with everything that this reality throws at you, and you lose a lot of that sense of wonder that you had when you were a kid, and
Mhm.
you disconnect from nature essentially, from the collective consciousness. I think, um, and yeah, I don't think that. I think that we need to get to that point collectively if we want for anything to change at all.
It's you remind me of
What?
someone who I saw recently that was talking about witch trials when they would hunt down people they suspected of being witches and then they'd murder these people. These are
Pavel,
probably
you've
all
got some
people who
strange background music going on right now. Strange background noise. So
who does?
just pop yourself on
No,
mute.
I muted myself.
Who
Is
is
it
it?
is it me?
It might be you. It was Dan.
Yeah, it was
Dan.
Dan.
Oh, we have landscaper. Sorry.
Ah, right. Tell him to go home.
Uh, but yeah, it's the same thing with witches, right? I mean, these are people who probably were demonstrating some kind of psionic ability. They had a proclivity for it. They had some kind of like natural talent, and then you demonstrate that, and people call it magic or whatever, and then they come after you. I wonder how many times throughout history we've cut off our own nose to spite our face. And meanwhile, these other species are probably like 1,000, 10,000 years more spiritually advanced than we are. Um, that's interesting, though, that it's a gene.
Yeah,
I wonder if that's
Is
does that
there
tie into what Gary Nolan was talking about?
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a population now on Earth that has the most people with that kind of gene?
60%, according to that study, of the people that he interviewed
Still
have
natives?
it. And
Uh-uh.
the 40% that didn't, those are all linked to the Holy Inquisition. They go back to that moment in time, which is really weird.
What?
Did you guys all just see that?
You disappeared?
Yeah.
You all disappeared.
No, you disappeared.
Oh,
What
you
is happening? So since Pavel hit his time warp, honestly, I'm happy we're going back to it. It's all I've been thinking about because Pavel, you were mid-sentence and then your camera cut to a static image of you and you were no longer speaking. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Sorry.
What's going on
It
here,
was
guys?
super weird.
What's
Then we all
going
went
on?
away.
I think Pavel's a saga.
There was this super chat
He's a
earlier
prompt.
that
He's
I
a
wanted to
prompt.
share. Don't stop being such a prompt.
That's what a prompt would say.
It's exactly what a prompt would say. What is it? An NPC? Don't be an NPC. Somebody said, check out a documentary. It was Aaron Russo's documentary on one world government and the Rockefellers. And I'm looking for it in our comments here so I can post it if I can find it. It was just for chats. And here it is. No, it went away. Okay, I apologize. Somebody had this really great super chat. They mentioned this documentary that I have seen. If you're the person who put Aaron Russo's documentary, I know which one you're talking about. And with the Rockefellers, and then they wanted to put a microchip in everybody, and they wanted to have it social credit system. There was this from like 25, 30 years ago. It's an old documentary now, but this guy, Aaron Russo, befriended one of the Rockefellers who was, and this one of the, whichever one it was, and I don't remember his name, but he was a lawyer, and he becomes friends with this guy, Aaron Russo, who's a movie producer, and they start hanging out, and Rockefeller tells him, basically the plan that they have is to get everybody onto some kind of like electronic money system that's tied to your unique chip that you have. And like the standard one world government thing. And
one by one, we're
yeah.
all dropping out of the connection. This is
that's really weird, man. That's really weird.
I think I've been fine so far. There he is. He's back.
What is
weird.
happening?
I was just on a wild journey, guys. I can't even tell you where I was.
Oh man,
what do you think will be the biggest takeaway from Age of Disclosure tomorrow?
I think the sheer number of people testimonies. Just what is it? 34 current and former government employees. I don't know what to expect.
I'm gonna reserve judgment until I see it. I don't know.
Same.
I think you said it best, Dan. It's not a documentary for us at the end of the day.
No.
It's for the people that aren't necessarily very interested in the topic so far.
Yeah, it's for our
But
friends.
would they
and
watch
our
it
uncles and
anyway?
shit.
You think
It
they would
depends how
watch
much
it
they
anyway?
hype it. If
Yep.
it ends up on the Amazon front page, yeah, some people will watch it.
I think it'll very much be a word of mouth documentary where it's like, listen, if you want to know what's going on, watch this documentary. Stop asking me what's going on every week. Just watch this, and then watch the.
Are you guys doing
a
a watch party thing, or you said you're doing a live stream when you get back from the theater?
Yeah, we're going to the theater to watch the with some other UFO folks, and then we're gonna come back here and do a breakdown. I think.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see your breakdown.
I just
watch
heard
it,
Danny Sheehan is going to be there tomorrow.
Oh, he is.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, I hope he doesn't take up all the seats in the theater. With his
motherfucker.
crazy
With his
entourage.
That's funny.
Jaime Maussan's going to be sleeping in the theater behind you.
I'll punch him, dude. I swear to God. Yeah, I'm seeing the movie
I
tomorrow.
kid because I love Danny. I kid because I love.
I got to see it 3 days in a row. I'm going to a birthday party on Saturday where it's going to be shown, and then going back to the theater on Sunday, where Dan Farah is going to do a Q&A with Jay Stratton and some other folks, which should be pretty cool.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Yeah. Who else going to be there, Pavel,
Wow.
on Sunday? It's Stratton.
I think it's going to be Tim Gallaudet,
Gallaudet,
Stratton,
yep. And one other
Dan
person.
Farah, and I don't know who else. I don't know if Eric Davis. I'm not sure.
Not Eric Davis, but there's someone else. It should be pretty cool. That should be neat.
Yeah. I'm just
I
going to
hope-
make it to tomorrow's. That's it. And I'm going back.
Okay.
On Saturday.
I hope Stratton clarifies what he meant by "I have seen with my own eyes non-human craft and non-human beings."
I know what he meant by that, actually.
I think we all do, right?
Yeah. He
think
talks
so.
about
Not
this-
bodies.
No, he
Not
talks
bodies.
about this predator-like being that was
Right.
like translucent. He saw at
Spoiler
Skinwalker
alert.
Ranch. I think that's what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
The Predator?
That's how they
there's
described it.
some, they described some like sort of invisible. You can see like the blurred mirage of where a thing was, and it was like running all around the ranch.
Yeah.
I don't want to be disappointed again, so I'm just gonna like watch it like everybody else, and I'll wait and reserve my judgment. But
We'll
I'm
see.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see it.
Is Lakatsky in it? Okay.
Nope.
Is
I'm
Lou
obs-
in it? Lou's a producer on it, right? Is he in it?
He's like the main guy.
He's
in
the
it.
main
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, he's the narrator, right? Also,
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
They should have.
How do we feel about Lou right now? How do you guys feel about Lou?
No comment.
No comment.
He hasn't really been. He hasn't been saying much since for a couple months. I feel like.
He went low. He went low profile. I think because of the movie. Yeah, I think a lot of these guys are just tight-lipped right now. They don't want to say anything until the movie comes out,
Probably right.
and then
yeah.
everybody will be talking about it.
I guess what I would say is I don't think there are many people that claim to want disclosure that really don't want disclosure. I think most people that say they want it actually do want it. So when Lou says he wants this information to be public, I believe him. I really do believe him, and I think he does genuinely want that. It's just what that looks like is what I continuously run that question in my mind. What does it look like for each one of us? What does it look like? We've asked it already once tonight. Like, what does it look like? And I think that's a good question to ask right now, because it hopefully, fingers crossed, it might become a relevant question to actually talk about in the relatively near future. Hopefully.
I think it's going to be interesting to see what Rubio does if he wants to run for president. If he gets into the Republican primary and tries to like position himself, that would be an interesting election year.
I think Vance is gonna position himself as well.
Of
Oh my
course.
God. Dream
for
on.
president.
Vance is he's such a, like, what is this guy? I wouldn't put him in charge of a Dairy Queen. Like, why would anyone get behind this guy and vote for him?
I'm so over just the smarmy guys. He's another kind of just smarmy kind of guy.
Yeah.
I want make politics boring again. That's what I say.
Yes, please.
Just make it boring again. It shouldn't be a fucking sport. It's not supposed to be exciting all the time. I just want a bunch of boring people in a room having negotiations.
That we don't hear about for weeks on end.
Yeah, and just making stuff happen and then go away. Don't go online and grandstand. Let's just get away from all that. All right, guys. I think that's it for today. Is there anything else you want to mention before we wrap it up?
Let's see what happens.
I got one last question for you, Clint. When are we gonna get this Dan Burrish video?
Yes.
I am probably going to have something to put out next week or the week after. My goal is to have it out. So I'm going to be gone for December. I'm going to be traveling around, and I don't know what the channel's going to be like while I'm doing that, because I'll be living out of a backpack with a laptop. So we'll see how that goes. My goal is to have this done in time for that, so that it can be up while I'm running around.
When do you
So
head
we'll
to
see.
Peru? When do you head down there?
First week of December, and we'll be there all month. We're going to do Cusco and Lima, and maybe Nazca might do. I'm trying to do some UFO stuff while I'm there.
That'll be great, man.
You know
But-
that if you want to see the Tridactyls, you can, right?
I would go see him.
You should.
If
Is
you
there a
want,
process?
let
Like,
me
how do you
know.
go see them? Where? Like, yeah,
You just
you
go
can
to ICA University. I'll hook you up with Gonzalo, and you can go see them, take pictures, everything.
It's
Oh,
a couple
dude, I'm
hundred miles outside of Lima. I tried to go when
What?
I was down
Yeah.
there, but it was just too far away.
What's the name of the city? Do you remember?
ICA.
ICA. Are you gone December 5th?
You see a what?
I think I'll be flying that day.
Oh man, that's my birthday. I thought we were gonna do a Doomer Friday stream.
Oh, well, I might be here.
Well,
I
we'll
might
see.
be
We'll
here.
see.
We'll figure
That'd be a fun
something
trip.
out from the road. But whilst you're on the road, we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
So to give you a better answer, Xander, for your question, I want to have this Dan Burrish thing done. The thing that's holding me back is that it's now become like such a big video that I want it to be perfect, and I feel like clunky about like letting it out until I'm really happy with it. But that might take too long, and it's not a good way to work. It's not. There's no like real deliverable schedule for this video. It's
If
just
you
an
have chunks
obsession.
of it, I would love to see it. If you want to share anything, I would love to see what you got so far.
Yes, they're all.
Yeah.
It's all chunked up. I'll
All chunked up.
we'll just have a call.
Great.
We'll get on the phone and do it.
Cool.
Nice and chunky.
Okay. All right, guys. We're just gonna keep plugging away here at the night shift. We'll see where we go next. But thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks to everybody in our chat for chiming in. It was Matthew Kane said, "Watch Aaron Russo's Freedom to Fascism. He had conversations with Nathan Rockefeller regarding all of this." That was the super chat. I just wanted to throw that out. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks to everybody in our chat. Thanks to all of our mod squad for keeping everybody in line and safe and keeping it fun. Don't forget to like and share this video. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think about the James case, the hoax. Was it all fun and games, or was it more trouble than it was worth? Age of Disclosure. Are you going to watch it? What are you looking forward to? What do you think is going to change, if anything? We'll come back and talk about it after it drops tomorrow. And I don't know. We'll see what happens. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you on the next one. Until then, keep looking up.